Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Not right now. That's a better question probably for Colin right now. But we still feel comfortable about that room. We have talented players in that room. Between Will and a young player in Jake Rubley, we feel confident in that room. And
really, a year ago, we talked about things that as things started to change, they're going to see that though the approach and expectations are going to be are going to stay consistent. And I think that's one thing to be a consistent, progressive program is that you have to keep your expectations and your work ethic.
Salvi flips it up the right field line, and that is fair. Salvador Perez picks up the Royals and gets Bobby Witt Jr. to the...
It was good to hit a homer. I mean, that's got to be my longest drought in my career. So, yeah, it was good to just see the ball go over the fence.
Swung on there, it goes to deep left. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Wow, what a home run. Another home run for Judge. That is a Judgian blast.
I'm trying to enjoy it all, and soak it all in, but I know I still got a job to do out on the field every single day, and, I just got to keep my head down and keep preparing and, stay mentally focused.
We're really happy with the 12 we got because we know that they're committed and excited. Look at Max Homa. I mean, he was talking about it since January, I want to make this team. I want to make this team. Billy Horschel's been trying to make, I don't know, he's been on the bubble for 3 or 4 teams. He's really excited. So we have a bunch of guys that are excited and ready to play.
1-0, hit high and deep, up the left field line. Schwarber gets to the wall, and it is gone. A 3-run home run for Matt Chapman.
Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Did I wake you?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I'm awake now.
Okay, very good. Welcome to the what day? Wednesday shows. Steve Webster with you. Mike Corson is back, or again, and Mike Hesher. I didn't know you got back from Colorado till you walked in here 3 seconds before the show began, Mike. But it's good to have you here.
What about that hug this morning you gave me? Or was that a figment of my imagination?
I thought it was Shannon.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay. Missed you too, Webby.
Yeah. I did miss you. You're the technical director on the program, and trust me, everything that went wrong the last 2 days, we're blamed right on you.
I got broad shoulders.
You do have broad shoulders. All right, on the program today, where's my list? I had that. Okay. Graben Panther football today. We will be talking with Dani Nieto and Erin Beck, and I'll talk to Gerard Wellbrock, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, and you will talk to Shelly Duval and
a couple players.
Yeah,
Paige,
thank you.
Thexton,
Okay.
and Macy Nachtigal.
Yeah, that's why I lost my list. Hesher, you got to leave that stuff alone during Trading Post. It always disappears. It's good to. Hey, you know something I really want to do? I mean, I would walk out the door today. I want to be that guy running that excavator over there in the parking lot. Man, that's a blast. They started construction on the new police station today. He's got that big, it's an excavator. It's just so effortless. He just goes down into the ground and digs up these big chunks of concrete and asphalt and dumps it in a truck and then brings it back around and does it again.
We're going to pitch it a day in the life of the excavator, and he'll have to let us ride it so we have first-hand experience.
I don't know if he'd let us swing it. I don't know.
It's
wouldn't that be great? I mean, you just crank music in there and just start digging a big hole. So anyway, if you want to see it, the construction's underway on the new police station. Our area is becoming much more secure here at 12th and Baker.
Slow down that traffic on Baker Street now.
That's always the entertainment. You sit out front and just watch cars nearly collide.
Yeah,
12th and Baker intersection. Come on down, get your lawn chair, and see people almost get killed every day. But that'll change. They've got to put a four-way stop sign in there once the police station gets here, I would think.
I would think the traffic will go up.
Okay. But it will have to stop. It won't be going 35.
Well, but you can't have an unmarked intersection with those guys coming in and out all day. Or you could. We could get more lawn chairs.
We could charge.
If you're going west on Baker, northwest on 12th, and you don't slow down at that intersection, I'm sorry, you must be on your phone.
Well, we had the big rollover Sunday night in town, but, yeah, just on my way to lunch, somebody went through at 30 mile an hour.
Okay, well, we're talking traffic here. Hash, I'll get you.
I was going to say, I missed a lot while I was gone. Wow. Oops.
A lot of things going on. All right, let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. This would never have happened in the Bill Snyder days. He would not had his Tuesday press conference, and the first question he asked is, are you considering a change at quarterback? And Chris Kleiman jumps right in and said, well, no, not right now.
He said not right now? I guess I should have been listening. That's why you were yelling at us a little while ago.
Right, because we see the sounds of the past 24 hours come on, and then you listen to them, and that allows you to comment
We were
those.
talking. My bad.
Did you hear me yip when he yelled at us?
Yes.
Well, you're Martinez, so he's gone the other way. He had over 11,000 total yards at Nebraska. But the big knock on him was, he makes the big play, but then he also makes the big turnover. He hasn't had a turnover for Kansas State, but as we were talking yesterday, 31 passes, 21 completions, and the loss at Tulane, and he only had 150 yards. And Kleiman's saying this week that he needs to just go out there and let her rip.
He strikes me as a great athlete, but not a great quarterback. And I do think with Rubley, we do have a potentially great quarterback.
You've been on the Rubley bandwagon
for 3 years. Put him in. Put me in, Coach.
What do you like about him?
Out of high school, he was, I believe, a 4-star, one of the top pocket passing recruits in the country. And K-State's never ran that kind of offense, but everybody else is. Maybe it's time to keep up a little bit.
Well, we've got a new offensive coordinator. I figured they would have done that.
but he was an option guy.
I'd love the option.
I loved Colin Klein running the option, but most guys aren't that tough.
My college days at quarterback ended when we got one of those coaches that came in and wanted to throw the ball.
Well,
opened the season as a starter, and next week I was playing linebacker.
I was going to say, you went to the other side of the ball, didn't you?
Very quickly after big fat Rod Wallace came in and threw for 400 yards, and that was in 3 quarters after we'd done nothing in the first quarter with me at the helm at the new offense.
Wasn't it basically Mike Leach that kind of changed all of a sudden Texas Tech every year would have these guys putting up Xbox numbers?
Right,
and everybody had to keep up.
And a lot of stadiums, a lot of schools had. That's when we saw the big move to put lights at fields, because the games would take like 4.5 hours to get over with, thanks to Mike Leach.
You got to see the ball to catch it.
That's why they put lights in there. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Oklahoma coming up on Saturday.
Ooh.
Things are rosier, and of all places, Lawrence. 3-0. Lance Leipold talking about just keeping on the same roll, what we came in here, the things you got to do each day, prepare, all that stuff.
Which sounds like Bill Snyder in the old days, right? Didn't he basically say we have to come, what did he say, chop the wood every day?
Yeah.
He's a chop the wood kind of guy.
Or haul the bricks, wasn't it?
I don't.
That's good. KU taking on Duke. I have to sing the Duke. Cole doesn't even know the fight song.
And he went there.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the Duke fight. Do they even have a fight song? But I've got to sing it next Tuesday when he's on if KU loses to Duke. And Duke's 3-0, man. That North Carolina A&T game was a nail-biter for a while.
I think their fight song's just a bunch of young, drunk, up-and-coming doctors just yelling at the basketball game.
Or lawyers, yeah.
Yeah.
Or lacrosse players. I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
KU and Duke, 11 o'clock on FS1. Oklahoma and Kansas State will be on the Big Fox. KU just gets the Fox, or FS1, and K-State gets the Big Fox.
I think KU
Saturday night, that'll be a good game to watch. I'm looking forward to that.
KU just happy to be on TV, right?
Yes.
I mean, sure.
2 weeks in a row now.
Wow.
On a channel that you can use.
You can actually see,
Yeah, you don't have to watch it on your phone. A Royals sighting last night. Major League Baseball, do you remember these guys? Ryan Lefevre the call on Bally Sports. Salvador Perez knocks home the go-ahead run with a 2-out double in the 7th. The Royals win to beat the Twins 5-4.
Did you hear how professional he was? He knows the season was over 3 months ago, but he's still in it.
You've got to stay in it. Well, it's Salvi, man. He got a big hit last night. And Hunter Dozier. What a night. Dozier hadn't homered in 115 at-bats.
I thought you were going to say years.
Yeah, Hunter he's a good player, but he's
he's not.
Okay,
I'm sorry. He's... Yeah,
he seems like a good guy. We could, but he fill that spot.
He's a Dayton Moore good guy.
He's a Dayton Moore good guy.
Yep. And
if you're going to win, you've got to get
But
players
obviously,
that are better
if
than
you're a
Hunter
professional
Dozier.
baseball athlete, you're good. I mean, there's no question about that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But still, he wouldn't. I wouldn't have signed him to the 4-year contract.
Let's get a good Dayton Moore guy who can also hit.
Or play defense. He can't really do either
like
one.
That. Okay, so the Royals, they'll be in action tonight. Remember, there's still time to head to Kansas City. Throw Fido in the back seat of your car and head up there because you can bring Fido into the game tonight.
Don't forget the ice cream. The dogs are going to have something to eat.
Well, they need 4 wins not to lose 100.
Yeah, but
that's my goal every year.
Well, the more exciting news is the dog's going to the park.
Okay, all right.
Get your dog some cotton candy when you take him up there. That's
Ooh, yikes.
I will say the telecast is usually excellent when the dogs are on there. They're the best people.
So tonight, if you're ever going to watch a Royals game, tonight's the night so you can see the dogs in the stands.
Yeah, I don't watch baseball, just watch the dogs.
Okay, and you've got to buy a seat for the dog. Do they let him in the crown seats?
Okay, Royals and dogs, which one? I mean, aren't the Royals dogs?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking. Can you buy the dog a more expensive seat? Is what I'm saying. Yeah, put the dog in the crown seats. You can sit out on the Pepsi porch. You don't have to deal with him, right? Aaron Judge's 60th home run last night, tying Babe Ruth. Just one more and he breaks it. Aren't you excited, Mike?
No, because it's the Yankees.
Yeah, that's true. Aaron Judge saying, what a year he's had, though.
Well, that's an amazing year he's had. There's no question. He wasn't. I would question whether he was that good going in, but
I think he's only a few points off the batting title for the Triple Crown.
Is he for a Triple Crown as well? Is he really?
So people are overlooking that in the home run chase.
Albert Pujols still too shy.
He's going to get there. They're going to find a way.
I hope so.
They're going to find a way to get him to 700.
He'll have to come back next year. If you don't get 700.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
They'll find somebody that last day to groove him a fastball, and he'll just pound it.
698 career home runs. He's trying to become the 4th major leaguer to reach 700. Barry Bonds, and he doesn't count, Hank Aaron, and Babe Ruth. Okay. Here's something I used to care about, golf. And then Tiger started to go downhill. But Davis Love, you'd have listened to this if you'd been paying attention, Michael. He is confident in the President's Cup that gets underway this week because no one's missing off his team. I guess Dustin Johnson's not on there because he went to play for Live Golf. I'm not watching any golf anymore. I just needed an extra highlight because it's Wednesday and it's a slower day. And Matt Chapman, a former Iuka Hustler who got dropped because I've got other talented outfielders in there, hit a 3-run homer in the 18-11 win. The Blue Jays, watch the Blue Jays in the Major League playoffs.
So have you started the postseason yet for your the Iuka Hustlers?
Yeah, we had a week off.
Okay.
Guys all came back.
All right, that's good.
Taking on the Liebenthal Nimrods.
They allow dogs?
In their outfield, they do. It's
pickups.
You've never been to a baseball game. Go to Liebenthal on a Friday night. They shut down the highway, and everybody's out by Sonny's, and everybody Pat's Beef Jerky. They're giving it away free at the stadium. And Liebenthal has a 6-5 lead after the first 2 days. So we're not panicking yet, but
okay,
regular season champion just trying to hang on. Okay, that's our sounds the past 24 hours. Okay, as promised, it's a Wednesday, but since Royals play tomorrow, there will be no Sports Day show unless there's a rain out. They'll probably announce it like 10 minutes before the show starts. So make sure you guys hang around. Erin Beck.
So are you going to prepare for a rain out, or are you going to be scrambling like at 12:10?
I'm going home at 11:55. It's up to you.
Okay, it's up to us.
You,
okay. All right, we got her.
Erin Beck coming up next. And Dani Nieto is in with us as well, offensive and defensive lineman for the Great Bend Panthers. Got a big win over Buhler, getting ready to take on Wichita Southeast, the Buffs, coming up on Friday night. It's all next on Sports Day.
Hey, you want to hear some good news? Venture Corporation is still hiring for laborers, flaggers, equipment operators, CDL A and B drivers, and mechanics. And if you're ready to make some money, call Leslie at Venture. Thought about getting your CDL? Venture will train the right candidate. Higher starting wages, on-the-job training, excellent benefits, and you get paid for traveling throughout the state. Venture Corporation on South Highway 281 in Great Bend is an equal opportunity employer. Venture Corporation, homegrown, family-owned.
One of the great advantages about online classes is you can take them anywhere. I would sit in my room, still in my robe from waking up, and I just try to focus on my classes. From Barton, I kind of took a range of classes from accounting, history, and I took PE1 and PE2 through Barton. They transferred pretty incredible. It helped save money, and it helped save some time, too. Just to think that you can live really anywhere and take these classes, I think it's pretty cool.
Fall into great deals during Adventure Days going on now at Marmy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We are closing out our new 2022 inventory, and the order bank is open on most new 2023 models. Our new 2022 Rams offer 0% for 72 months or $4,500 in rebates. Or let Mary, Tom, or Steve build a new unit to the specifications of your liking and order it. Marmy's needs used vehicles and will give a fair trade-in allowance or just buy your old vehicle for cash. Dealer retains a customer must qualify for all rebates. Must finance through Marmy's with approved credit. Offer ends September 30th, 2022.
Here's a money-saving offer from Ruby's in Great Bend that's too good to pass up. Now through September 30th, buy a qualifying Train high-efficiency system from Ruby's and get an instant rebate up to $600. Let Ruby's and Train help you save money by lowering your energy bills. See your participating independent Train dealer, Ruby's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration, or visit Train.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. It's hard to stop a Train.
Boone's Maytag wants to help you move mountains of laundry with the largest capacity agitator washer available among leading brands at 5.2 cubic feet. For more water when you want it, the Maytag Deep Fill option offers a maximum fill to help rinse away soils, while the Power Wash agitator provides concentrated cleaning and robust wash action to remove tough stains. Add a 10-year limited parts warranty on the direct drive motor and wash bucket, and you've got the power to clean tub loads for the long haul. Boone's and Maytag. Depend on us, 10th and Jackson, Great Bend. Come experience the Maytag difference.
It's time to talk Great Bend High School football with head coach Erin Beck here on Sports Day.
Welcome back. Sports Day here on a Wednesday today. Yeah, it's time to talk Panther football. Erin Beck in with us today. Dani Nieto is in as well. Congratulations, guy. I'd like to say, well, welcome to the show, first of all right? And congratulations. Erin, thanks for coming on the, friend of the show thing on Monday morning. That was good.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That was perfect timing. Phil goes on vacation, and you knock off Bueller. 31-6. Dani, how'd it feel?
Oh, man, it was the best feeling you could ever wish for. All those losses, the 2-year streak, finally ending it, that's all you want. That's what you wish for, and we finally got it.
When did you feel good that it was going to happen?
So, all my teammates will tell you, the third quarter, by the 6-minute mark, tears started shedding. That's when I knew, because my quarterback and running back come up to me and they tell me, hey, Dani, we got pulled out of the game, and that's when the emotions hit me. That's when I started tearing up, and I knew we had to win.
You just think of all the summer workouts, the summer camps, the practices, the stuff, and each time you go out there and you come up short, especially last year in a couple of games, that you just came so close, it just kind of all hit you at once.
Yeah, you feel all that work finally come into that game, and you get that win, and you just have that feeling of relief. All that work that you put in, finally resulting in a win, it's just an amazing feeling.
Now, Coach Beck said you guys, he told you could celebrate that night, for a few hours and then right back to work. This can be a springboard for you guys, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what we were thinking. As soon as we win, we were thinking on to next week, because we want to keep that feeling going. We want to feel that again, obviously, and hopefully pull out more wins of the season.
Dani Nieto with us here on Sports Day today. So you get Southeast, but the first 2 games, you didn't get the results, but did you see... What were some of the things that you saw and said, this isn't like last year? This isn't, or the year before that?
From the year before that,
I definitely saw an improvement in our line. We had some guys competing for spots and making up holes for our running back. Again, with our running back, he also improved from last year, he's getting faster, makes shiftier plays, and our quarterback, he's definitely improved from last year. Also on our defense, our corners, our safeties, all around just improvements from last year, and I'm really enjoying that.
Did you feel that in the off season too, over the summer, and get ready for this year when you first came into camp?
Definitely. When we came into camp, I wasn't expecting much, but we came out and we held our own against some teams that we've never seen, and that's when I started to feel this is a good feeling. I'm feeling pretty good about the season, and although we lost those 2 games, there's some good teams, and they're holding ranks in 5A and 4A, so I'm happy with how we played against them.
I don't need you, Erin. I'm sorry. I mean, I've got Coach Nieto right here today.
This is great. They take a lot of pressure off me on these shows, so I'm glad we bring them along. I do want to correct them. No, it wasn't the third quarter. It was the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left in the game. I wasn't quite ready. I wasn't quite ready to pull them out of the game in the third quarter.
Third quarter is when I started feeling. Fourth quarter is
no, you don't admit that. No, so we're not going to let up for 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. You know, there's still some motivating that needs to be done, and a Wednesday practice too. You know, is still to come up. Great, best line you had on the postgame show, and I know we talked about it Monday, but this is why we do it sometimes.
Yeah, and you kind of heard Dani say it, because it was probably a sense of relief for these kids, because you do put so much into it, and sometimes you lose sight of what high school sports is, and you know, they're students first, but they also love the game of football, and they put a lot of time into it, and to see them finally get over that hump and see that in their eyes, it was all of us coaches said it all night, that it just helps remind you of why you got into this profession, and to see the joy in their faces and in Dani's eyes, it was worth it.
I was going to say, Dani, I guess you came right on and said it. I wasn't going to mention anything about it. I mean, your coach calling you out and said you were crying in the newspaper, so, you know, that obviously didn't bother you.
No, it's good for everyone
to
see the emotion.
Exactly. Know exactly, you know.
Well, when you turn on the film and see the way he plays, it's okay that he let his emotions get the best of him, because he's not a big soft teddy bear on that field. So, you know, it's kind of fun to see a kid like Dani that can flip the switch and knows how emotional the game of football can be, but also how much of a battle it is up front, because he had to kind of step into a role on our defensive line and play both sides of the ball a lot. So that's kind of why there's no doubt that he was kind of one of the dudes I wanted to bring on the show with me that had a big part of that game.
Okay, so you go to the defensive line. You know, you've been playing offensive. What was the biggest adjustment for you, having to go over and, play both ways, man? That no one has been. I guess maybe high school wrestling you'll get that gas sometimes, but, man, you're going both ways. Talk about the adjustments you had to make.
Definitely the endurance. So, you know, you go from offense to defense, and you're a little tired, but you got to push through. And I've always been that guy to go in whenever someone's tired, but never really the whole game, going from offense to defense. So it was a pretty easy adjustment, but definitely getting tired.
How much of an attitude changes? Because you're on the defensive line, all right, then the offensive line's more tactician. I mean, you can still, you know, be aggressive and things like that, but is there a different mindset when you go from one side of the ball to the other?
Definitely a different mindset. You know, you go from offense, you know, you're coordinated, you know what you're going to do, and you just have to go with the play. But on defense, you got to change that mentality. You got to be a scary dude. You got to go against the defense. Or offense, my bad.
You know, and Erin, I want to talk about this, and we're going to, you know, kind of break down what's going on, you know, happened in the game a little bit. But just one more thing. You know, you probably had some guys that aren't with you that didn't go through this, you know. They didn't, you know, maybe they weren't having enough success or but these guys stuck with you, Coach.
Yeah, and I mean, we kind of talked about that a little bit before Hayes. Like, the guys in this locker room, you guys are continuing to plug away. I mean, there's others that are no longer with us, or that we lost even to graduation, the ones you feel kind of bad for, that they didn't get over that hump. So to see these guys that have been through it from the start and get over that hump was exciting to see.
How do you draw up anything better? You know, over 200 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, you force turnovers, you block a kick, complete, you know, got a good kick, you know.
Yeah, it really was. It was one of the more complete games I've ever been a part of on offense, defense, special teams. And you know, we kind of had a feeling we could maybe put together a game like this against Buhler. You know, Buhler's a team that has had a lot of success, but you kind of feel like they are a team that is built for November. They're built for the playoffs. They like to force you to throw the ball. They load the box, and they did. They stayed true to who they showed on film. They're gonna sit in the 7-man box and play dead man over the top. So our quarterbacks and receivers were salivating heading into this game, and it was really fun to see Caden play the way he did after a couple tough starts with tough defenses, you know, and he got the matchups he wanted to see, and then Braylon and Maddox and Colton and Block A. I mean, those guys did a great job of catching the ball for him.
Speaking of bringing tears to someone's eyes, it almost brought tears to my eyes. That was a couple 8-man touchdown passes. You know, they'll stop and go, get him to bite, and then just throw it right over the top.
Well, and we saw, I know, it was very reminiscent of, you know, when you get dead man from a safety plant about 10 yards off, he's got to respect the hitch. And so we saw him come down on the hitch hard. So Coach Brandon Wells looked at me one time, especially on that 4th down when we're up 14-0. I had one coach telling me, defense is playing great, let's punt it. Let's punt it. And I looked at Coach Wells, and he said, Texas, which is our hitch and go. And his eyes kind of lit up, and our other coach said, well, I guess that's why you're the head coach here. You got to make those tough calls. And luckily it worked out, and Maddox made a great catch on a ball that kind of came out of Caden's hand as he got hit. So it was exciting to see.
Yeah, that's one of those plays, too. Yeah, he's got to give him time to throw that, because it's going to take just a little bit longer to get rid of that. So able to get it done. So get the victory, and now it's on to Southeast, Coach. Coming up, thoughts on the buffs that you're going to see on Friday?
Yeah, you know, Southeast is sometimes kind of a tough team to get a good grasp on, because, you know, they play against a team like Wichita East and Wichita West who match up size and speed very well to each other. You know, they're the City League directional schools that they see each other a lot. And that's something that we can't really simulate. Some of their speed, they have some kids that they always will, that if you don't do your job, you don't stay assignment sound, they can change the scoreboard pretty quick. So that's something that we got to make sure these kids are prepared for. But I think up front, I think schematically, and now I think getting over that hump and having the confidence is something that hopefully these kids will take into them, and hopefully we can go get another one.
What concerns you more, their offense or defense, maybe going into this one?
It's kind of hard to tell. I think I'd probably say their defense. Just they have a couple safeties that really fly downhill and make things tough for us to account for, because sometimes that's the matchup you leave on the defense. You got to make one guy miss, and usually it is the safety. So we're going to have to, you know, stay sound to our blocking schemes and hopefully create those one-on-one matchups for Caden and Miller to make a guy miss.
Okay, so you're at Wednesday. So where are we at? I mean, it's, you know, middle of the week, 2 days away from the game. Kind of. When's the hard practice? Tuesday, or is it Wednesday?
It's Wednesday. It's okay. Today, because we have.
You're shaking your head. Yeah, it's Wednesday.
It's today because we had a sub-varsity game Monday. So then we kind of come back, and this week was kind of different with the heat yesterday. We went ahead and actually went yesterday morning. We brought them out and had a morning practice under the lights. I know the kids loved it, but I always hate morning practices. But it went well. They did a good job. I just know they love it, because there's always an end time, because I got to get them to first hour class. So we can't just keep practicing. So I think that's why they all loved it. So we'll come back today and make sure we hit all special teams. Today will be a lot more of a physical practice. We've all seen it. We all know our job, and now it's about speed. It's about efficiency. It's about the physicality of getting prepared before our final dress rehearsal tomorrow.
You know, we named some, you know, guys that had good games and stuff. I mean, when we talked on Monday and stuff, but some of the kids maybe stepped up and had a good game on Friday night against Buhler.
Yeah, I mean, if you start on the defensive side of the ball, Skyler McMullen, kid we had in here a couple weeks ago, he, you know, blocks a field goal, a PAT, and then leads our team in tackles. I mean, he had an outstanding game. And then on the offensive side, there were several. Braylon Council was the one that stood out the most. He had a couple big catches early, and then they doubled him the rest of the game. So he basically created some opportunities for other kids to step up, because he was occupying two guys. And then he came over on the defensive side and made some great plays as well, stick of the week. And then this guy sitting right next to me, I mean, he's not only an offensive lineman, he's our center. He's calling out the fronts, the protection. He's got to make the snap. So there's a lot that falls on a center's shoulders, and Danny did a great job of opening some holes for Sharman and Miller, who had great games as well.
Okay, I always like to get in the nuts and bolts when these guys come in here, so talk about, the communication that you're providing for your fellow offensive linemen when you come to the line of scrimmage, Danny.
So when we come up, we obviously call out the front, so if it's a 4-2, which it usually is, and then I like to help out my guards, saying me, you, if we're going to double team, go to the backer. And stuff like that, it really helps communicating with your offensive linemen, knowing that they know who we're going to or if they know who to block. And that's definitely good to have with your offensive linemen.
Got any deeks or fakes or anything like that maybe,
Yeah, we like to throw a couple things in there just to put the defensive linemen off guard, and it's pretty fun.
Okay. All right, so how long have you been playing football now?
I've been playing since 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know I would be playing football. If you told young me that I'd be playing football today, I wouldn't believe you. I used to be a die-hard baseball fan.
Well, yeah, but so who said, okay, you need to be out on that football field?
It was just my friends. They pulled me out, and I loved it. As soon as I stepped on the field, I loved it and thought it'd be great to keep up with.
Okay, Coach, I've got to, without knowing, okay, I'm just going to say, does he got the best mustache on the team?
Man, he's up there. That's pretty good. It is.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Looking mustache, he does. He's got.
So you're going through this. I don't know if we bring seniors in. I was going to ask him, coming down the home stretch here. It's amazing. We're already in week 4.
Yeah.
Danny.
Pretty scary, but I'm glad we got that win out of the way, and I'm just excited to what comes next. Southeast, like you said, I hope we can get a win from that and just keep it going. Have a good season.
Okay, here we are midweek. Usually I ask this question on Thursday. It's the day before the game, but Erin, what are your thoughts right now? What are you feeling about this week?
Well, I need to get to practice today and see it all put together. But I'm excited. We got a few kids that are battling a little bit of sickness, and that's the biggest thing. We need to get a few of them healthy, and I think we will. They need to rest and push the fluids. And I've been disinfecting the locker room like crazy, trying to make sure we don't have any of that strep going around. So that's probably one of my biggest focuses. And today will be just making sure we're physically, mentally prepared for their speed, and making sure you don't. I mean, it's hard to say have a letdown game because we only, won this one game. But that's something that you kind of fear as a coach, making sure we're not stuck in the past, not stuck on Bueller. Let's move forward. Let's make sure that we want to have that feeling again. And to do it, it takes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, putting strings of practices together. So that'll be the main focus today as we head into a Wednesday.
Okay, and it's going to be kind of a find-out. You get further into the season, these matchups, here we are week 4. We'll find out a lot about the WAC this week, won't we? I mean, you got Garden City and Hayes going at it, and then Liberal and Dodge.
Yeah, those are both big games, and that'll hopefully kind of help us as coaches kind of gauge of where the WAC is. And with us seeing Hayes, we kind of know where they are now.
Right.
Now let's see them stacked up against some other ones. So, yeah, you learn a lot about the WAC this year.
Guys, thanks for coming in. Nice mustache, man. That is awesome. And congratulations on getting that win, man. I'm glad. Just keep digging, man. Hope to see 2-2 coming next week when you're in here.
That's right. Now
Wednesday again. Yeah, Royals baseball back. So.
Yep, and I hope to see that maroon shirt again.
It's on. Like I told you, I've got 3 shirts. It's not hard for me to pick in the morning. But, yeah, I have the Hayes High maroon on today.
I like it.
1-0, going 2-0 this weekend.
Puts that fire in Danny's eyes. I like it.
Yeah, okay.
No tears.
Easy.
Fire.
Well, I'll get Hessian and get in between us, man. He's going to come over here. Okay, coming up, we will have Mike Corson's On the Prowl feature talking Great Bend Panther volleyball. That's next.
If you're not filling with Cenex Premium Diesel, then you're not giving your fuel system the premium treatment. Cenex Roadmaster XL comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn, while restoring your power by up to 4.5% and your fuel economy by up to 5%. Typical number 2 diesel? I guess it covers the basics. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact the Great Bend Co-op Fuel Department, your certified Cenex distributor today. When you need to get rid of the pain, you want the best. You need to see Dr. Dan Quillen at Catalyst Therapy and Sports Rehab. Dr. Dan is Barton County's only board-certified clinical specialist in orthopedic physical therapy. No matter your age, when it hurts, he will help. Call Dan at 620-282-4825. That's 282-4825. Excellence-driven, unrivaled results. Catalyst Therapy and Sports Rehab. Inside the Fieldhouse at 9th and Madison in Great Bend.
A $1,500 sign-on bonus? Yeah, at Sunflower Diversified Services. A $1,500 sign-on bonus for new full-timers and $750 for part-timers. They offer hours to fit your schedule. Days, nights, weekends, full-time, mid-time, and part-time with compensation for experience. Go to sunflowerdiv.com/careers. Sunflower Diversified Services in Great Bend. Equal Opportunity Employer.
The University of Kansas Health System in Great Bend welcomes Dr. Anna Dagg and Dr. Thomas Dagg to the family medicine team at St. Rose Medical Pavilion. Both doctors begin seeing patients for general care September 12th, but you can schedule your appointment now. Dr. Anna Dagg also provides obstetrics and gynecology care, and Dr. Thomas Dagg also treats sports medicine patients. Schedule your appointment today by calling 620-792-2511.
It's Katie from Harper Camperland. New models and floor plans are rolling in every day, so now's the time to come take a look before they're gone. Harper Camperland is your premier dealer for Grand Design, Jayco, and Cherokee with the largest inventory in the state. Even better, we'll be there for you after the sale with our award-winning customer service, with 2 locations to serve you better, in Great Bend and Park City. And don't forget to visit us online at hclrv.com.
Follow your dreams to Harper Camperland.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB Great Bend and 95.5 FM K238CK Hoisington.
Sports Day presents On the Prowl with Mike Corson, an inside look at all the sports taking place at Great Bend High School.
Welcome back to Sports Day, 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM. Mike Corson, today joined by Great Bend High School volleyball juniors, Paige Thexton, Macy Nachtigal, and of course, Coach Shelly Duval. Everybody's coming off a 2-0 showing in Hayes last week. How fun was that, Paige? I hear you like to beat Hayes.
Oh, I love beating Hayes. It's always a good day when we can come out with a win from them.
And Coach, we talked about the second set last week. You come out, beat Manhattan in 2. This time it was the first set against Hayes.
It was. I think we came out pretty strong against Manhattan. Thinking it was going to be smooth sailing from there, and we got a little relaxed in that first set, and passing just wasn't quite where we needed it, but we got it together after that.
And then, Macy, you guys come out pretty good in the second set, held them to 11. Third set, a little bit more competitive, just making some drama on the road in Hayes.
Yep, our passes were definitely a 3.0 that game, and I think that's what won us that game.
And Coach Duval has you guys in kind of as defensive specialists. Macy leads the team this year with 154 digs. To me, as a photographer writer, it's easy to give the hitters and blockers the glory. They're the ones we see at the net. What is your role as a defensive specialist?
My role as a defensive specialist is to get the most passes to the setter. I have to read off the block just to know if they're going to tip it, if they're going to go line, if they're going to go cross, just anything that I need to move towards.
And we had a couple girls on last week talking. To me, it seems very difficult to get a pass off when some of those hitters are hitting really hard. How difficult is it to control one of those digs?
It is very difficult when there is no block. But when there's a block and they get even a little touch on it, it makes it so much easier.
And Paige Thexton, she has 82 digs on the season, but she's kind of one of the big servers for you this year. 11 aces. Coach told us before, you guys, normally Coach would call in zones from the side, and you can see her putting her fingers behind her back to tell you where to hit it. Went away from that this year. What does that mean for the servers?
Well, she kind of it was kind of like putting pressure on us, I guess, like having to serve to a spot. So she kind of would let us have the glory to serve wherever we wanted. And we'd kind of look out there, see a weaker passer. We want to serve to them, kind of pick on them, get them out of their rotation, find a hole, pick on the seams, just anything to get that free point, because celebrating aces are so fun.
She's really good at it, too.
Volleyball players spend a lot of energy celebrating. I don't understand. In a tournament, all the energy, it's like
Oh, you got to have it. It's got to be hype in that huddle every single point.
And we're here with junior Paige Thexton, junior Macy Nachtigal, and Coach Shelly Duval. Big week of action coming up this week. You guys have picked on some of the smaller ranked schools, beat Clay Center, beat Jeffco North in 2A. Tomorrow night, Hutchinson comes to town. They beat you twice last year. They're ranked in 6A. Macy, how fun to play a team like that at home.
It is so much fun. It's going to be a lot of competition tomorrow. They're tall, and they can hit. So our blockers just need to be up, and we need to pass the ball, and I think we can do it.
And Paige, I went to the scrimmage, and I think last year we had some pretty good crowds. How fun to be able to play a team like that in front of the home crowd.
Oh, having the home crowd there just makes everything so much better. Like what Coach Duval had said earlier about energy. Having energy it's a game changer. Like, it's so fun to hear your teammates cheering and have everybody up in the stands always cheering you on, being so loud.
And, Coach, you're off to an 8-2 start. I know expectations were high coming into the season. Feel a few weeks in that you guys are living up to the expectations.
You know, I think the girls are really working hard at focusing on their mental side of the game, not only that, with the physical. They've come together as a team. It's very, very close-knit. When we're down, they know exactly what they need to do. There's not a lot of coaching that has to be done. They're doing it on their own, and that's essentially what you want as a coach, is the team being able to do it themselves. This is our big week. This is when we go to Tonganoxie. We're going to see some Blue Valley Southwest. We're going to see some bigger schools down there. And so I think it's Big Kid Week. We're gonna see the big dogs. So time to eat.
So, you've got the big tournament coming up. So just how much more emphasis does that make Thursday's home match?
Well, I think we definitely want to have some success on Thursday night, just to roll us into the weekend. It's always great to come off of a big win like that, going in 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning after traveling 3 hours. But we're going up the night before, so that'll be nice. But it would be nice to go 2-0 tomorrow night against those two teams, but we'll see what happens.
All right, juniors, Macy Nachtigal, Paige Thexton, Coach Duval, good luck. Get out and watch the Lady Panthers at home tomorrow night. More Sports Day after this.
This is Barton Community College Athletic Director Trevor Rolfs. The Barton Athletic Department is proud to sponsor Sports Day on KVG, a show that showcases all of our high school student athletes in Central Kansas, some whom will continue their educational and athletic future with us here at Barton. We're excited about the fall sports season that is now underway and invite you to attend a game or a match and experience the rich tradition of Cougar athletics. For complete schedules and results, visit bartonsports.com.
Summer is here and we're bringing the heat. At Next Tech Wireless, you can get an iPhone SE 3rd Gen or the Samsung A53 on us. Or if you're looking for a little more, you can also get up to $529 off any other device, including the Samsung S22 Ultra or the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Come visit us at a location near you or call or text at 877-621-2600 for more information. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
Are you looking for a new healthcare provider? This is Meredith Joyner, Clinic Manager of the Ellenwood Clinic. Dr. Charlie Jocelyn, Dr. Christopher Brown, along with Kelly Brown, Kaylee Kaiser, and Diane Haynes are now accepting new patients. At the Ellenwood Clinic, we treat your family like our family, from newborn to seniors. And should you need hospital or emergency room care, your provider will make sure your records are accessed quickly and easily for the best patient care. To learn more, visit ellenwooddistricthospital.org.
It's bedtime at the home of Sirius XM. But Conan O'Brien is still awake.
Turns out you don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen to the app anywhere. In your room, by the pool, at the
And Brad Paisley just really needs his beauty sleep.
Conan, I just really need my beauty sleep. Maybe really expensive boat, like a yacht.
The waves could rock you gently to sleep.
Don't encourage him, guys.
Oh, sorry. Night-night. Everything you want to hear lives here on Sirius XM. Get the Sirius XM app now.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired a lounge singer to be their office receptionist.
Hello, this is Mickey Marquis, and you've reached the office of Doug & Associates. Thank you very much. Catch me Tuesday nights at the Hotel Johnson. Hello?
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Doug & Associates, this is Mickey Marquis. Hello?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
We know a thing or two about high-quality, large-volume hay, like the need to cover more acres per hour. That's why we built the new Case IH WD5 Series windrower with the fastest transport speeds in the industry at up to 30 miles per hour. We included a robust drivetrain that excels through hilly areas and took operator comfort to the next level with a suspended cab and airbag rear axle suspension. Raise the bar for productivity and efficiency with the Case IH WD5 Series windrower. Visit Can Equip in Great Bend to learn more.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
There's nothing like A-STEM therapy. This is Tim Marcus from Progressive Physical Therapy in Hayes. Research shows A-STEM therapy improves muscle performance and neural functioning. It's highly effective for those dealing with tennis elbow, carpal tunnel, sports injuries, and general aches and pains.
You don't need to hurt. Physical therapy can help. Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
It's time to head to Tiger Town to talk Fort Hays State Tiger sports with the voice of the Tigers, Gerard Wellbrock, on Sports Day.
Welcome back, Sports Day on KVGB, brought to you exclusively by Barton Community College. Get ahead with online or dual credit classes at Barton Community College. You can earn a certificate or associate degree while in high school. Learn more at gobarton.com. I like that song, Gerard, but it always scares me, too, because I remember that game down in Pittsburgh a long, long time ago. Pittsburgh State came over
that Chris Brown and Cooper Harris were making about every tackle. I've told them that before.
Oh,
nightmares.
And it was the last time we saw the trips right, throw the ball out of the backfield to Ernest Williams, the Oklahoma transfer, who found out that they hit hard at D2 also. So
yeah, wow. Yeah,
that was
memory lane.
Yeah, and some of those memories are getting long-toothed right now. So
I hear you.
All right, Gerard Wellbrock, voice of the Tigers, with us. Okay, I was on I haven't been on Facebook that much, mainly because maybe I don't have any friends. So, and I looked on there, and there's you posted. Where were you Saturday?
I had an opportunity to do the Oklahoma-Nebraska game in Lincoln, which was a pretty cool experience.
Well, I would say, for who?
The National Sports Network.
Well, look at you.
Yeah, well, it helps to know the people who do it, so, and they needed a fill-in guy. But, yeah, that was fun. But Lincoln's, that's been a bucket list to go to a game there. It wasn't much of a game, but it was cool. I can see why Husker fans get as excited as they do. It'd be hard to... Yeah, I know they're not very good right now, but, boy, the game day atmosphere was second to none.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you go up and get on the roof?
Well, we were on the... they had the main press box, and they had the photo bays and some open-air booths. That's where we were. So, yeah, we were on the 7th floor. It was up there. It took a while to adjust to being that high up and looking down. But, yeah, we're about as high as it gets. I'd say it rivals Arrowhead as far as press box height.
Yeah, well, you see, you missed. There's another door there, and then you can go up. It's like when you climb to the top of the dome in the Capitol building in Topeka.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then you go out. You're on the roof, man. That's okay. That's where Wyatt and me used to go a long time ago. Okay. All right. So the Tigers win. We'll talk about that game in a moment against the Blue Tigers. But it's always a big week, fun week, when they announce the Hall of Fame class. It's a Hall of Fame game coming up this weekend. And I was telling Mike Hesher in here, I remember Damian Evans, but then I started looking at some of the numbers he had.
I know.
It was like he averaged almost 22 points a game, 21.9, and he doesn't stand out to me. But obviously, you look at the numbers he had, very deserving Hall of Famer, and going into the Tiger Athletic Hall of Fame.
I was the same way, and I'm fortunate to serve on the committee, and that's the cool thing. You get a look over all that, and I remember him playing. Been a while ago, and he was really good. And then you start looking, it's like, wow. I mean, that stands up with some of the best that's ever worn the black and gold. So really cool for him. And I was shocked, too. It's like, I knew he was good, but I guess, you move on and don't think about it. When you go back and look, and you get a little more time and context with some good players before and since, and realize how good he was. Yeah, I was shocked at some of the numbers. He's certainly one of the all-time greats, and it's being rewarded for that by going into the Hall of Fame this weekend.
one of 7, and I guess we can just run them down here, but Fred Campbell, 84-86. He played on a couple good teams, didn't he?
They won a couple titles or won one title, the 85 team, and then was on a really good team in 86 that got beat by Emporia State in Emporia in the District 10 finals. I do a podcast. We started up during COVID when there was no sports going on, and haven't been able to do as many interviews here as we were then, but talking with Coach Morse, when Coach Morse tells you that he thinks Fred Campbell, and he's coached some great players and won 2 national titles at Fort Hays State, and says Fred Campbell may have been the best of them all. To me, that made me that was something, because he had some great ones, and I think what's cool about Fred, he's in Israel. He played professionally, and I think he still does a little bit, but he had a phenomenal professional career in Israel for 25 years. I mean, he only recently stopped playing full time, and still in great shape. And I've been trying to connect with him to get an interview with him. But when Coach Moore said that, it's like, wow. And I remember him too, kind of had the feet facing the opposite direction, the free throw line, but he was part of that run in the mid 80s of national champions. And when Coach said he was one of the best he's coached, got pretty hard not to take notice of that.
Another guy was was on the first team that I got to see play at Fort Hays State as when I did play-by-play. That was way back in 1989, and the original Gorham Oiler, Greg Yost. You know, that was part of the makeup. You know, I mean, there was guys like that who really performed at a high level from really small towns. Of course, that 1990 team got to the NAIA playoffs, but Greg Yost. That's cool. I'm glad that Greg's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's awesome. And he lives in Hayes. He's moved back to Hayes, and I've run into him a few times. And he hasn't changed a whole lot. He's just gotten a little bit older, but it's still the same Greg Yost, and he's just a cool guy. And I didn't realize, in visiting with him, he actually was signed out of high school in 84, came to school, just he wasn't ready to go to school. Just wasn't his thing. And quit and dropped out. And then 3 years later, when John Vincent got the head job, because Vincent recruited him as an assistant, got in touch, and he got in touch with him and said, hey, I'd like to give it another try. And then he said, come on, we'll see if you're still good enough. And he won a scholarship, and obviously the rest is history. And his last 2 years, I mean, he still has the sack or the tackle for loss record. His sack record at the time when he graduated has been broken a few times, but still the Fort Hays State's all-time tackle for loss leader. And just, Gorham Oiler, and he had a heck of a career and was on that team that made the NAIA playoffs in 1990. Yeah, and then one other guy here, Derek Pomeroy, and he was part really when the program started to turn around, because baseball in the late 80s and right into the 90s was not very good. Pomeroy, man, he had an incredible baseball career. He did, and he was in fact, he may have been Curtis Hammockey's first recruit, because Curtis was at Barton when Derek was playing at Barton, and he kind of told him, hey, if the 4 days job's probably going to open, I'm going to go for it, and if I get it, I'd love to have you. And basically it was announced Curtis got the job, and Derek got a call the next morning back home in Topeka, and he came out and loved it. And boy, I remember the hit streak, 34 consecutive. I remember going out, and I had a chance to talk to Derek, and he mentioned it, and he remembered how bitterly cold. There were snow flurries, but they got the game in. He got the hit streak to 34, which I think was broken the next year, but at the time, the longest in Division II history. And, he was a great player, just a neat guy. I've run into him a few times out and about, and he's just fun to visit with. And certainly deserving, but you're right. He was kind of on that ground floor of Curtis Hammockey, kind of building the program back, and then where Bob Fernelli took it in the following years after he took over. Okay, John Nelson, track and field, also will be inducted Saturday. Steve Brocksterman will also, that's track and field. I believe he was a 7-foot high jumper is going to be involved, and then a golfer is going to be inducted coming up. Yeah, Shelby White from Dodge City. I mean, she was a really good golfer for the program back in the early to mid 2000s. Okay, well, so
your running mate is 1-0 this season as the play-by-play voice, so the pressure's on you. Tigers need to get this win Saturday, and so they can get back to that 500 mark and then try to move on. Missouri Southern at Lewis Field Stadium, 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Quick rundown on Missouri Southern, Ger.
They're a lot better. They got a new coach a couple years ago, and they play hard. They're only lost to Kearney, and it was a really tight battle to the end. It's going to be a tough one. Fort Hays State's beat up bad. I mean, they had 7 starters out because of injury Saturday at Lincoln. And I know I talked to Coach earlier this week. I think one of the linemen may be done or maybe out for this one of the replacement linemen. So it's right now they're just trying to get guys healthy. I think a few of them will be back in limited capacity. Don't know if Chance Fuller's going to play or not. He's been out with a knee, and they don't want to rush him back. But that's kind of been the story now. I mean, it's tough for anybody, and especially in this conference. You have 7 starters out. It's difficult. So they're just trying to hang in there. This would be a huge win, and you get back to 500, get a few more guys back. Maybe you can start building a little bit of momentum. But it'll be tough. Southern's really good. They're much improved.
Gerard Wellbrock, thanks for joining us. And unlike, Brian Haney, you return my text. So, thanks for not big-timing me now since you did the OU-Nebraska game.
I would never big-time you, Steve. Never.
You're swell. Ger, have a good call Saturday night.
See ya.
All right, the one and only Gerard Wellbrock here on Sports Day.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sports Day proudly presents...
Hey, you! Get off my yard!
A look at what's bugging our grumpy old sports hosts.
Nothing's bothering me today. You've just been grumpy ever since you came back.
That's because if you travel I-70 headed west from the Kansas-Colorado state line to Burlington, that is like one continuous speed bump. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Coming east isn't quite as bad, but I mean, it just drives me nuts. I was thinking the whole 12 miles, this has got to be my grumpy old man thing. So, holy moly. Okay.
I'm happy today. I'm not grumpy. I'm not grumpy about anything.
Can we talk about that young man from Great Bend High School? He was impressive.
Danny, I didn't really need Coach Beck today. I could have talked to Dani Nieto about everything from last week's game to this week's game,
and his mustache included.
Oh,
so, yes.
That was a sweet mustache. That was really, really good. And that's the thing. The cool thing this time around in the second decade of Sports Day.
Okay.
It's a year sabbatical.
Right.
There, right. But. You're getting ready to bring in the kids. Mike Corson's interview today, and
right.
We're getting more of those, and hopefully we'll continue to get more, be able to talk to some of the area athletes as well. But it's cool.
Yeah,
it makes you feel better about the future.
I'm always hesitant. I'm hesitant to interview young people because you just never know how they're going to respond. I mean, it could be yes, no, and then you're like, okay.
The key is you never ask them a question that they can answer with the
I'm not
yes
that
or
smart
no.
yet, Steve, so there. Okay, yeah. No, I was impressed listening to him because I actually listened to him. I may not have listened to sounds in the last 24 hours, but I did listen to him.
Biggest thing, we set the stage for the whole show. And then there you go. So how was Colorado? You never did say.
Very good. It is interesting to listen to the Bronco fans. They haven't changed. They still think they are very confident in themselves, is what I'll say. And since you ask, I would like to, not that anybody around here, a lot of people probably around here haven't heard, but Sandy Clough, who's been in Denver radio for 43 years. He's from New York. He's retiring, and he was one of the first people I heard on sports talk radio. He was very vocal and opinionated, and he wasn't shy in holding back. 43 years in the media, so.
The guy that going to the games back in the day out in Colorado was, I think is Mike Kelly still on KOA?
That name does not sound familiar.
Right, probably not.
Bob Martin, Larry Zimmer?
Oh, Larry Zimmer. This guy, he had a regular talk show during the day. Yeah, very opinionated.
Okay. It wasn't sports. It was regular talk.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know you're talking about, yeah.
A lot of great talent. How about Gerard doing Oklahoma, Nebraska? But he didn't go up. He didn't go up on the roof, though.
I'm impressed. I did not know he did that.
Yeah. National Sports Network. Okay.
Opening up for
he could have done that or the Lincoln Blue Tigers. Okay, I'll go to Lincoln myself.
I was going to say.
All right, talk to you on Friday. Royals tomorrow.